Many people feel broken when life doesn't give them the results they expect. Some quietly say, "I'm not capable of anything." Others choose careers not because they love them, but because parents, relatives, or society push them in that direction. But here's a question worth thinking about. If you ignore your inner voice, can you ever feel truly successful? Today's story reminds us that education is not only about exams or degrees, it is about discovering who you are and becoming the person you were meant to be. We often hear inspiring success stories around us. We think, if I follow that same path, maybe I'll succeed too. But real life is not that simple. Until you understand your true interest, other people's success will feel like distant stars, beautiful to look at, but impossible to reach. Let's understand this through today's story. On the outskirts of a quiet countryside lived a young man named Ion. Life there was peaceful and slow. Ion was usually energetic and friendly, but lately something had changed. He had become silent and thoughtful. That year, Ion completed his high school exams. Unlike his friends, he showed no excitement about college or university. He didn't hate learning boot classroom. Studies never made sense to him. This had nothing to do with money. His family owned a large dairy and cattle farm spread across acres of green land. They lived comfortably. Ion simply felt lost. Instead of forcing himself into studies he didn't enjoy, he decided to pause and understand himself better. One early morning, while working on the farm, Ion finally shared his thoughts with his father. Mr. Rihan was calm and thoughtful by nature. He listened without interrupting and didn't scold his son. After a moment, he smiled and said, "Ion, I won't give you advice. Instead, I'll give you a task." He wrote down 3 names and addresses on a small notebook page. "Meet these 3 people," he said. "Tell them you're the son of the man people once called the iron-hearted dreamer. Ask them how they found success." Ion was curious. "Why do people call you that, Dad?" Rihan replied softly. "You'll understand after listening to them. Just observe carefully." Ion rode his motorcycle to the first address, a small workshop filled with wooden furniture. There he met Mr. Harun, an elderly man with rough hands and a peaceful smile. When Ion mentioned his father's name and nickname, Harun's eyes lit up. Ion asked, "How did you become successful?" Harun smiled and said, "I was near the bottom of my class. Teachers thought I was slow, but my hands loved working. Wood felt alive to me. While others studied, I repaired broken stools and doors. For years, I failed, cracked wood, and ruined designs. But every mistake taught me something new. After 10 years, people began trusting my work." He paused and added, "Skill grows when patience doesn't leave." Ion realized something important. Progress matters more than position. The second house was modest but lively. This time, Ion met Miss Farah, a well-known radio host in the region. She laughed when Ion asked about her school life. "I was terrible at academics," she said. "I talked too much. Teachers complained daily. But I loved stories and voices. I practiced speaking alone, recording myself, listening again and again. My first radio job paid almost nothing. But I kept learning how to connect. To listen, how to speak from the heart." She smiled warmly. Success needs only one thing: doing what keeps you alive inside. Ion felt hope growing stronger. The final visit surprised him. Mr. Zion, the third person, had been the top student in school. His home was simple, quiet, and almost empty. When Ion asked about his success, Zion sighed. Yes, I scored highest marks, but I chased grades, not passion. I learned everything but mastered nothing. I followed expectations, not curiosity. Then he added, Your father? He was last in our class, but he'd never abandoned what he loved. Mr. Zion explained, Your father once lost everything when his first farm failed. People mocked him. They said he was foolish, but he rebuilt slowly, patiently, because his heart was always with animals. That's why people called him the iron-hearted dreamer. Not because he never failed, but because he never quit. Finding his own path, Ion returned home with clarity in his heart. He realized that he loved caring for animals, managing land, and improving breeds just like his father. He decided to train professionally in livestock care and modern farming techniques, not because he was forced, but because he chose it. The answer you're searching for is already within you. No one else can build your dream for you. Following the crowd may give comfort, but not fulfillment. When you walk your own path, you don't just reach success, you become yourself. And sometimes, those who follow their inner voice don't just walk roads, they create new ones. So why not you?